All right, here we go. We're live. Johnny Marks, man. It's Friday, baby. Happy hour. You got the beanie on. I got the PTHA, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association hat on. And you know why I got that on, right, Johnny?
Because you're a member of the Pennsylvania Horsemen's Association?
I wish. Maybe one day. That would be a dream come true of mine. But no, Parks has got a horse running in the Preakness.
Uncle somebody?
Uncle Heavy, dude.
Uncle Heavy.
Unbelievable. We had
it's exciting because when you think about the history, the past of Philly horses going through Philly Park or going through Parks Racing, it's pretty amazing to think that in this area, you don't think this being a hotbed for horses, but it is. It is. So I'll be with my kids. My kids, we had never watched one of the Triple Crown races before, and saw them like Kentucky Derby. We were home. They were into it. They loved it. I forget what horses they were rooting for, but we're rooting for the uncle tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, you got to root for the Unk. Preakness, it's been 20 years since Smarty Jones. So we're due. And you're right. It is very rare that you have a Pennsylvania horse, because a lot of these horses come from the New York or Kentucky area. We got some rivalry going on here with New York. So, with the Knicks and now beating the crap out of the Mets felt good. It'd be nice to hand it to some of these horsemen from the New York state this Saturday down in Pimlico. So we're excited, and it was really a tremendous week getting to meet the horse and getting up close and personal. He's a mean horse, though, actually. He bites.
Is he?
He's a biter.
Does he?
Yeah, and he's enormous. He's 1,300 pounds.
Holy
I think they
crap.
said 17 hands. So he's just a monster of a horse. And it's good stuff because we got to do our rain dance tonight and into the morning. It's looking like 90% chance of rain in Pimlico. This horse has won 2 times on a wet track.
He's a mutter.
He loves the slop. He likes to slop it up. But he has like the slowest buyer speed figure out of all the horses. So this could help him. And even Butch Reed, the trainer, he said it himself. He's doing the rain dance too, because that should even the field. If we get a little speed, take some out of those fast horses, he's a closer. So, he's got a real live shot at this at 20-1. He's got the best jockey in the world, Irad Ortiz, riding him. So it's exciting, man. I'm really thrilled. I'm happy for the family. We met them. They're just like great people. It's 3 brothers, Mark Reed, Butch Reed, and Brian Reed. And Brian and Mark help with training the horse. And then Mark is who the horse is actually named after. They were all wrestlers. They grew up in West Deptford, New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
And the guy, Mark, is a huge dude. He's like a massive dude. So he always wrestled at heavyweight. So his nickname growing up was Heavy. So when they got the horse and he was born on the farm of one of the family, I think he was born on actually Mark's farm. And he was just a huge horse from the get-go. So they started calling him Heavy. And then Heavy. That's how he got his name. So it's the brotherly love connection is real here. It's a trio of 3 brothers involved in this. They're Philly guys. He's a long shot, big time underdog. I mean, we got to get behind this horse, baby.
Wow. That is so cool. And I remember the Smarty Jones thing 20 years ago. I was living in Hawaii and trying to find anybody on the island that cared about horse racing outside of the Filipinos down in Chinatown that were illegally betting it. Nobody could. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like Smarty Jones. Remember, we hadn't had a championship here. So Smarty Jones was like the Sixers being in the finals or the Phillies being in the NLCS. That's what it was like. If you remember, St. Joe's lost that year. They didn't make the Final Four. St. Joe's felt like it was going to be like, wow, maybe St. Joe's can win. And some guys that I was friends with in Hawaii, some East Coast guys, they jumped on the St. Joe's thing with me. I couldn't get anybody on the Smarty Jones train. And I'll never forget, I was by myself in my apartment watching the race and just watching him lose the lead down the stretch at Belmont was heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
It truly was. It truly was. I've got personal connections to the Chapman family, the ones that own the
Really?
horse. Yeah, so my uncle is best friends with Randy Chapman, and so when that horse, came on the scene, I was a little kid, and we were told like, hey, we like kind of have connections to him. So man, him winning the Kentucky Derby and then the Preakness, I mean, that's really truly where I kind of fell in love with horse racing.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
very partial as well to the Preakness. I had Oxbow uh years ago. Me and a bunch of guys, when I was in my ground up days with the rap group, we all went in on I think it was an exacta ticket on Oxbow, and we won. So
it hit.
yeah, I love the Preakness. They're racing right now. It's Black Eyed Susie Day. It's a lot going on down there. It's a shithole of a racetrack, but
Yeah,
it's a great atmosphere.
I went down in my early to mid 20s when it was still way too wild. I went down once and it was like, yeah, like I'm even too old to go down here. People are running across the porta potties on the top,
Yeah.
firing beer cans at them like
Yep.
it was target practice. It was people. It had rained and people were just. It was so muddy and people were just going down in the mud, and it was wild. But that was my one time down. I went down for the Preakness. Actually, my buddy's fraternity brother, I think it was Joe Orsino, was a trainer for a horse that was in the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. So they went down for the Derby, and then I think it was the same year we went down for the Pro. I was like, yeah, Preakness, sure, I'll go down and hang out. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. If you're looking for somewhere awesome to watch the race tomorrow, PARX Racing, get to it, right? Get it to it tomorrow. The
And we
Kentucky
got
Derby
live
looks
racing
wild.
tomorrow too. So
Yep.
live racing, and you can also bet all the races at Pimlico. Bring the whole family out. They have fun going on in the picnic grove. It's a really great time. Hopefully the weather holds out a little bit, and I think it might. But it's not going to hold out down in Pimlico, and that's what we want. We want a muddy track for good old Uncle Heavy. But let's change gears, man. Phillies, dude. I mean, I can't say enough about how just amazing this team really is. And I'm really starting to believe just World Series, dude. Just World freaking Series. We got to get it done, Marks.
Yeah, even in a loss last night to the Mets, they still very much probably still should have won that game. They came back again late.
Battling.
Yeah, they battle every time out there. It would have been really easy. You win the first 3 games of the home and home with the Mets to where it's like, this just isn't the night. And now we saw it in the first game where they came back, or the first 2 games they came back against the Mets. But yeah, this team, they just don't quit. And man, it's Ranger Suarez is now 8-0, right? Like you have Wheeler on the mound tonight. So they really can't. And Taijuan Walker has looked pretty good. He left the game last night with the injured foot.
Now, what about him coming out with that foot contusion? Is that soft or what?
Didn't look like it was all that. Maybe it hit the wrong part in the foot, but I mean, it didn't. Now watch, he's probably got a broken foot and will look like idiots. I was surprised. I was surprised just seeing the replay. I was like, really? I guess he's hurt. But with this team, and you said World Series, so it's World Series or bust. I mean,
it really is.
It should have been, and that's the mentality that you had to have during the offseason and going into the season. But not that I didn't believe they could make the World Series. I didn't see them being this good this early. It's really the only thing that they haven't won is A World Series, but B, started fast. And this is how you win 95 or 100 games and you win the NL East. And it's just by doing this.
Just straight dominant. And it reminds me of those 2008, 2009 team where, like you were saying earlier, you could just never count them out. You never want to flip the channel off if they're down a couple of runs, because boom, it could happen in a second. And that's what you really love to see. And like you said, it's a surprise just how clicking on all cylinders they really are, and everything's coming up Phillies this early, because you're kind of used to them having spurts or weeks where they're really good, and now it's like months,
the whole year,
and man, oh man, it is a terrific sight to see. Let's move on into it is let's 10 minutes in now. So it
And,
is.
and by the way, Maniac Malloy, for people that may not know or haven't seen it with the Phillies talk, we host the show on Wednesdays, Out of the Parks with John Marks. If it's a night Phillies game, we do it at 3:00. We do it live. We don't write it. We do it live.
Right.
3:00. If there's a day game, we'll probably do pregame or whatever. But just follow betPARX on YouTube, all the social medias, and you can watch it. It's me, it's Maniac Malloy, Sam Stafford, and it's a really, really fun show. I feel like that we found our identity, and it's fun. And so if you haven't checked it out, you're just seeing us for the first time here. Check it out every Wednesday. It's a great Philly show. We do it live.
Yeah, subscribe to the betPARX YouTube channel. Subscribe to John Mark's YouTube channel. Yes. Follow betPARX on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything. We will keep you guys updated. MySpace, Xanga. You know, keep up on us so that you know when the show's happening. And comment along, follow along. Yes. We need subscribers. We need those likes. And yeah, John, it's a dream come true getting to work with you, man. And I think back to that World Series game where we bumped into each other at the no-hitter that the collective Astros threw together. And to be here doing this now, I mean, I'm happier than a man with two you-know-whats. Wow. Just having a ball, man. So with that said, it's happy hour officially, 4:40 hour. And up until first pitch, we are going to run our happy hour special on the betPARX app. And this week, we're going Phillies again. I threw out the Phillies -1.5. I think they are about 500 in covering the run line this year, which is pretty good. So lay the 1.5. I know the Nats have been a little bit of a surprising team, but with Wheeler on the mound, you got to think they're not going to give up too many runs tonight. And the bats have been hot. The bats are going to continue to stay hot, I believe. Start this series off right. Win this game by 3-4 runs. And then, John, you got the second leg for us for our happy hour boost. What do you got for us?
I sure do. And remember, Zack Wheeler last outing wasn't great. It wasn't a typical Zack Wheeler outing. So I think this is for sure a bounce back. So I mean, check it out. We've been close. We've been right around it. We're due, right? So we have the run line, Phillies -1.5. Zack Wheeler over 6.5. Is this what we decided to go with? Over 6.5
over
strikeouts?
6.5 on the K's.
Listen, man, if he doesn't get 6.5 Ks tonight against the Nationals, he should be rolling, coming off a not so great start.
This is true.
We're happy hour boosting it, people. All right, Phillies
so
-1.5.
The odds were +190 with our boost on the betPARX app. You're going to get this bet at +250.
I gotta get on right now.
And the max bet is $50 on this too, which is really good. Sometimes we do a max bet of 25 or 10. We're going all the way up to $50 on this one. It's a really nice boost. And the thing about this and why we do this and why we're on here talking about it is that no other or sports books are doing this, especially tailoring it to the patrons and the locals of Parks. And, we do have a very Philly-centric following. So, you could put this bet together on any of the other apps. You're nowhere near going to be sniffing +250. So that's why we're doing it. The Marks and the Maniac happy hour special, boosting the odds on the Phillies -1.5, parlayed with Wheeler over 6.5 Ks versus the Nats tonight. +250. Sign me up.
Yeah, and it really is coming off a loss yesterday, albeit an extra inning loss. Now you got the Nationals, Zack Wheeler bounce back game, and this team's just rolling right now. There's no reason to believe that they're not going to continue to play really, really well. So, I mean, I don't want to say this is a lock of the century, but this might be the lock of the century right here. We are due. Maniac Malloy, we are due. And this happy hour tonight, this Friday happy hour tonight, bam! We're going to do it. Yeah,
we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And then back to our show. So, we do have the Out of the Parks with John Mark show on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Xanga, MySpace every week. And this week we were talking a little bit, we go Out of the Parks every week. Another one where you've been dangerously close. You're right around the money. Heading into the night's ball game, I believe you said Harper
I
to go
did.
deep in the series. So tonight, I'm looking at it right now. Harper's odds to hit a home run Friday night versus the Nats is at plus 245.
Hmm. Yeah,
Irvin,
he hit one Wednesday night. I believe he hit one because after we did the show Wednesday, I said, look for Harper. He goes deep that night. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit of a rainy day, right? So tonight is the night,
tonight's the
right?
night.
Like if you're looking for a night, tomorrow, the rain, whatever, like tonight's the night to do it. Harper he's been sensational recently. All of a sudden you look up, he's got double-digit home runs. And the average is headed way up there. So I went Harper. That feels like a good number to me. So I jump on that as well.
Yeah, I'd be all over that one. The other one that's kind of interesting to me, but it's a short price. I mean, the two shortest prices on the board are Schwarber at plus 190, and then right after that is Harper at the plus 245. Man, the next and the first guy on the board for the Nats is CJ Abrams at plus 600. It goes Schwarber plus 195, Harper plus 245. JT Realmuto plus 500. Nicky Castellanos at plus 575. He's really starting to come
He's
around.
eating up. He's eating up.
He's
Yep.
starting to come around. I could see
Yep.
Schwarber. That's what we were talking about on the show a little bit. What did Schwarber play for the Nationals? Like a half a season? Wasn't he
Yeah, I
traded from
think
Red Sox to them?
it was a trade deadline move. I think it was only that half season.
So he's had some success down there in Nationals Park. Maybe a little sprinkle on Schwarbs and a little sprinkle
Yeah.
on Bryce Harper throughout the weekend versus the Nats. But remind you, if you just tuned in, we're doing the happy hour boost, taking the Phillies minus 1.5 with parlayed with Wheeler over 6.5 strikeouts, was plus 190. Now it is up to plus 250. Courtesy of us, Marks and the Maniac, courtesy of betPARX. Find this one only on the betPARX app. We're boosting the odds, baby. It's a good time to be alive. It's a good time to be a Phillies fan. Philly pulling for Uncle Heavy. Philly pulling for the Phillies. Marks, any other bets you like tonight or anything? Have you taken a look at the board?
So I was just looking at Schwarber's stats. He hit 25 home runs and 265 at bats with Washington in 2021. So you do that over the course of a season. You're right. So
that's June, I think. That was like when the whole Schwarber hitting in June thing.
Yeah. And it probably got them something nice in return when they traded him. But like to your point, all right, he's familiar, he's comfortable playing in there. Yeah, that's a good bet. Like lean on that a little bit this weekend.
Yeah, maybe take a look at him every game and maybe work him even into your parlays. It's so much fun. You can have a lot of fun here on the betPARX app. All sorts of different bets, all great prices too. That's the best part of the betPARX app that I think is that you find good prices on bets. You find different parlays, that you might not find on certain other apps. And it's always a good time when you're betting on the betPARX app, right, Johnny?
All right, so in the Pacers tonight, I'm looking at betPARX right now. The Pacers tonight, 5.5-point favorites over the Knicks. This is going 7. Take the Pacers. That's a Pacer line. Take the Pacers minus 5.5. It's as you saw last night, and I loved was it Minnesota? Who am I thinking last night? Not Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. I love Minnesota last night. And you look at the Nuggets in game 7, and that's on Sunday. That's a 4.5-point spread. So that's a little bit of a Minnesota Timberwolves line, but I love the Pacers tonight minus 5.5. Tomorrow, the Thunder at the Mavericks, 3.5-point favorites at home, Dallas. And that's is that a game? Is that a game?
I think that's game 6.
That's game 6.
The Thunder, man, I'm really pulling for them. I like the Thunder. I'd like to see them, make it to the finals. That would be awesome. I love that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, but man, oh man, Doncic. He's truly unbelievable. For a guy that does not have a ton of athletic ability. I mean, that dude, the way he scores, oh man.
No, and his passing ability, his handle of the ball, like you said, he's not going to dunk on a 13-foot basket and you're not going to be wowed by his athleticism. He's obviously sneaky athletic. It's almost like when you watch Jokic, and he almost looks awkward sometimes when he's bringing the ball up or whatever. That dude is more skilled than anybody you're going to see in any game. He's that amazing. So
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then you got Kyrie too, feeding him the ball, and then he can be the man for them.
that's a good
I don't
team.
know who do you like in these series? You like Knicks, Pacers?
Knicks winning 7, Mavericks, and I mean it's a little bit of a short line. It gives me pause to even say this. 4.5 points. The Nuggets at home, man. I guess you gotta just be like,
Game 7.
How much do you believe in Anthony Edwards being like the superstar now in the NBA? How much do you
I
believe?
truly believe in him
I do too.
Face.
I do too.
But I feel like that game 6, I barely watched it, but I feel like when I was passively watching it.
Well, Denver gave up.
Yeah.
You don't lose by 50, 40 points or they just gave up. They did. They're like, oh, we're not going to win this game, so whatever.
Then I'm thinking of game 5. I feel like I feel like Ant-Man didn't have like a great game 5.
He
right?
didn't.
So that's what you're up against. Is he gonna take over and go nuts tonight? I mean, they got the defensive player of the year, Rudy. They should be able to slow Joker down a little bit. But I mean, that guy also, he's another amazing player. Just creates so much stuff going on. So I'm pulling for T-Wolves in that game, even though, everything kind of points towards Denver. They should get it done, right? They've been one of those amazing last
They're
couple
an amazing
years.
team.
They're an amazing squad, but I'm going T-Wolves. I'm going, man, I love this. I really need the Pacers to beat the Knicks. I really do. I'm going Pacers, T-Wolves, Oklahoma City to win those series. All comebacks.
I'd love to see it. I don't know.
NHL,
the Bruins are in Bruins are game 6 tonight. They were able to win game 5. So they're at home. They're minus 205 on the money line. Are we going to a game 7? I would take Florida tonight plus 165. And
I'm going to do that, Johnny. I'm not a big hockey guy. I will bet on it. That's the only way I'll get into watching it. I like that bet right there, John Marks. You just turned me on to Florida Panthers tonight. Underdogs. Let's go. Let's go Panthers.
And I don't know anything about hockey either, but I do know that Boston's a good team. Florida's the better team. And Boston was able to get the win. So in game 5. So look for Florida.
We're going to game 7. We're going to game 7. All right. One other thing I wanted to talk about while you look up some more bets there. I mean, did you get a look at did you see Scotty Scheffler, that whole scene?
Getting arrested at 7:00 in the morning outside of the PGA Championship. Of all the things, that wasn't on my bingo card for Friday, Maniac.
Oh my goodness. What a black eye for the PGA Tour, the Kentucky Police. Oh man, the greatest golfer in the game right now. It's unbelievable that he actually went out and started his round at 10:08. I mean, that's truly crazy.
Yeah.
You got a picture of him in an orange jumpsuit.
He got booked.
And then he's on the first tee.
Yeah,
what are his odds to win the tournament right now? I had it earlier. Right before he teed off, he was like plus 400. He must have bogeyed a hole. I was out, and I checked the odds again, and he was at plus 500. Let's take a look and see if we can find futures on the.
I'm looking for it right now.
I'll have it for you here in a second. Here, futures PGA Championship. Scheffler's now back to plus 400. So you got Schauffele at plus 225. He's probably still got a big lead. McIlroy, who just seems to not be able to come up clutch. I know he won that meaningless tournament, like I said, was last weekend, but Scheffler at plus 400, man, I don't know. I mean, I probably would, the safe bet would be to bet him maybe to finish top 3, all
right.
But I don't know. Everybody's going to be now jumping all over him to win it after, what happened to him, but maybe he comes through today, has a nice little decent round. And then I don't know, maybe all that dramatics and everything might catch up to him tomorrow, but he's the best in the world. So the odds of that happening are probably slim.
Well, it's pretty cool. If you're looking to live bet the tournament, you can do hole by hole. You can do 3-hole intervals. You can bet best score per day. I know Scheffler is a favorite, I think, tomorrow to have the best score in round 2.
Matchups.
Yep.
Tiger Woods versus Adam Scott. Scott is minus 220. Woods at plus 165.
Uh-oh.
In the PGA Championship, Woods, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to bet him.
He's cooked
nowadays. Yeah, I know how you feel. He's donezo. He's donezo. Speaking of golf, though, I'm getting a nice little treat next week going out with Scratch Golf, the brand Instagram account. We're going out to Dublin, Ohio, ahead of betPARX's sponsorship of the Memorial Tournament at Muirfield Country Club. We've been doing that the last several years, and we're going to make some content, some promotional content. I'm really excited. They're going to video me playing golf. I have no idea what the hell that's going to be like. I'm trying to not be nervous because my golf game is not the best. I'm lucky if I break 100, but it's a thrill of a lifetime for me working with Scratch Golf and the PGA Tour, getting some videos out there. I shout out to You Suck at Golf, which I do. The brand, I hit them up. I said, hey, last minute, I'm flying out. I need some gear. They're sending me some gear to go match with my betPARX attire, but we're going to go play Worthington Hills Country Club on Tuesday. For the first time ever, I'm going to have to ship my golf clubs on an airplane, which I've never done that before. Wow. So I got to go out tomorrow to Golf Galaxy and get a bag to put them in to ship them. I'm a little nervous. So yeah,
Worthington Country Club.
Worthington Hills. It looks
Worthington Hills. It sounds very classy. It is.
It looks like an amazing course. I think they've held some events there in the past, so I'm sure to chunk it up and probably put some divots all over that bad boy, like I should, right?
Right. And do you dress like you're in Caddyshack, like you're at Bushwoods, or are you going to have the classy attire?
So, looking at some of their previous content, a lot of their people are really dressed to the nines and got their really cool golf gear. So I'm thinking I do have a nice purple betPARX polo. We're going to do an outfit change because we're playing 9 holes at Worthington Hills, and then we're going to play 9 holes at another place where we haven't decided yet. It was going to possibly be the Ohio State University golf course, but because of the restrictions with college kids not all being 21, we're changing that. So the other course is tentative, but we're going to do an outfit change. I do have a nice purple, like the color of your beanie there, betPARX hat with the betPARX over the one tit over here. And then I was going to get orange pants to go with that. But then Gil, our director of marketing, said, well, the purple and the orange are actually the casino betPARX colors. Purple and pink are the true sportsbook colors. So now I'm gonna have to go for the pink pants. But also, You Suck at Golf. They're overnighting me some pants. They're overnighting me some shirts and stuff. So I don't know. That's my biggest. That's what's on my docket this weekend is really
get ready,
zeroing in on the outfit and trying not to think about playing so shittily because I haven't. There were some real warm days there back in February, and I was able to get out.
Yeah, I remember
a few times, but since then I haven't picked up or swung a golf club. I've been in baseball coach mode, so this could go sideways quick.
Well, you'll be fine.
I'm an athlete,
Yes.
My biggest thing is I can hit the shit out of the ball and hit it straight, but it's those 2-3 shots after the drive is where I struggle.
You and many other weekend warriors.
I mean, I do bomb it, though. A lot of guys can't get off the tee box. I can at least do that. I'm confident in that. So chicks dig the long ball. That should come up, well in the content as long as they don't show my putts and my chips around the green. I should make a good impression to the scratch folks.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait for the coverage on all the betPARX socials.
Man, it's all coming up betPARX. It's all coming up Parks lately. Again, we'll go through it one more time. We got Uncle Heavy running in the Preakness tomorrow. He's 20-1 shot. He's a mutter. It's going to be raining. Sprinkle him in there. Sprinkle in a win bet. Consider him underneath, too. Exactas, trifectas. Uncle Heavy, I think he's prime to run a big race with the best jockey in the world, Irad Ortiz, on Saturday. So that's one bet for us. Johnny, take us through the happy hour boost one more time.
Happy hour boost. Phillies on the run line, minus 1.5. We're parlaying that with Zack Wheeler strikeouts plus 6.5. So if the Phils win by 2 runs or more, and Zack Wheeler has 7 strikeouts or more, what's the boost? We're boosting it. We're boosting it. You get a good price.
That's why we're talking about it. We're boosting it. No other sports books are doing this. No Scam Duel, no Draft Queens. They're not doing this. Only betPARX. We're taking the odds on that parlay from plus 190, and we're boosting it to plus 250, courtesy of Marks and the Maniac and betPARX.
We're doing it for you.
Done deal.
That's what we're doing for you. So
that's what we're doing for
you.
You're
welcome.
Take advantage of it. It's only for happy hour, though. So it's from now up until first pitch. Jump all over that bad boy. $50 max, too. That's pretty good. $50 max on this parlay boost. Go for the max. I think tonight's the night we get off the schneid, too, Marksy. And
let's do it.
We get it done.
Let's do it.
That's all I got for you.
I don't want to be sending a text like Nola's going to F us. Like, oh, man, Nola's going to screw us this week.
Well, make sure you text me updates because I'm going to be on the field. We're taking on the Jenkintown Bulldogs tonight in a STBL 8-under travel just thriller tonight. It's going to be a thriller at Alvathorpe Park. So
I used to play at Alvathorpe Park.
When I saw the game, I was like, you know what? I got to make sure I let John know that it's in his old stomping grounds.
Yeah, they have paddle boats. They have some type of a lake. They have paddle boats. Yeah, we used to play. When we would do travel, it was the first year of 90-foot bases. We used to go play the Abington team there. Yeah, it's a very nice park. Yeah, man. All right, cool. I look forward to following on social media and go Mariners. Is this the Mariners team?
Tonight's the Tomahawks. Tonight's
the Tomahawks. Team. Mariners are the older team.
The Lenape Valley Tomahawks 8-under travel team. Tomorrow, though, the Mariners go trying to get 11-0 with just, I believe, one more game after that. Yeah, 12-game season. We're going for the perfect season, John.
Do you have playoffs? Because you should try to get a loss. If there's playoffs, you don't want to go undefeated. You should probably try to get a loss before the end of the season.
You know, me and the head coach of the team, we talked about that, about maybe throwing out a little like mixed up lineup just to kind of humble these boys a little bit. But I don't know,
some type of adversity, man.
I know, but I kind of want to go perfect too.
Yeah, go perfect.
I kind of want to go perfect. Our team's just really good. I've been around a lot of special teams. I know this is going to sound like dramatic, but a lot of special teams. I play with some guys that have played some professional ball at the AAA, AA level and stuff. And this is a good group of guys. They're gamers. They're gamers. They pick each other up. They don't get too down. They don't even get too high. It's a fun time over there at the recreational little league. So looking forward to it, John. Let's hit this boost. Phillies -1.5. Wheeler over 6.5 strikeouts. Find it, bet it. Only on the betPARX app. Boosting the odds to plus 250. Marksy, it's always a pleasure doing business with you, my friend.
Good weekend. Go Uncle Heavy.
Go
Mariners.
Heavy. Go Phillies.
Go Phillies.
Go Phillies, baby.
Boom.
All right, Marks. We'll talk to you soon, man. Have a great weekend. Make sure you text me those updates.
See you Wednesday.
All right, I'll see you on Wednesday. Coming in hot from Ohio, by the way.
Hot.
I'll be coming in hot.